Kobe Bryant, Gianna Bryant, John Altobelli, Carrie Altobelli, Alyssa Altobelli, Sarah Chester, Peyton Chester, Ara Zabayan, and Christina Mauser.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Standing Room Only NY. Shane, Victor, Ashley, as the entire world knows now, a little over a week ago, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gigi and 7 others who Ashley just eloquently read passed away in a tragic helicopter accident north of Los Angeles. Victor, you are probably the biggest basketball fan here. Tell us.
Yeah, I grew up watching Kobe, especially during his championship run, where he did it in 2009, 2010. And when I first saw the news, I was shocked. I saw it on someone's Instagram. It was like a TMZ thing, and I really thought it was fake. I was just like, come on, this can't be real. Then I went on Twitter, and then it said, it was like they thought it was only 5 people that were in the helicopter, but there were no names. And then a couple minutes later, I go to CNN and I see the breaking news, and I was shocked, really, really shocked. Yeah, I think Kobe, he was like a different kind of player. He wasn't like he transcended the sport with the legacy left behind, being arguably one of the best Lakers to put on that uniform. And then his post-life, I mean, to think the man won an Oscar for his animated short, which I loved. Yeah, I remember just being glued to the TV the first 2 days it happened because I really couldn't believe it and watching all the tributes. So my condolences out to him, his family, and all the other lives that were lost that day. It's still tough to really say, like, wow, Kobe's gone. Yeah. And the fact that he was with his daughter too, I think just the way it happened was the heartbreaking part. It was so devastating.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that he went out with his daughter doing what he loved to do and embracing her passion, as well as everyone else who was on the helicopter with him, I think it, again, as Victor said, transcends his whole legacy in general. He wasn't just a basketball player, he was a father, he was a role model to a lot of people, and I hope going forward a lot of people actually embrace his Mamba mentality.
What did he mean to you? You were a fan for
Well, I mean, I was
the better part of your life.
I was a Knicks fan. I mean, I am still a Knicks fan. And when, what was it, I think Kobe dropped, like 60 points in the Garden one time. Or no, it was 60 points in the Garden. And like, that was the record. That was the record when he dropped that 60 points. And it was almost, Kobe was the player that you hated, but you loved to hate because he was so good.
And how has it affected you? You were we were all texting when it happened.
Yeah, I remember. I was like a little quiet in the group chat because I was just honestly in shock.
Yeah.
Just that was the biggest thing. Just the shock of it, and I can only imagine. I mean, I only knew him as the character that he was on the NBA screen, on the hardwood floor, and whatever social media is out there. And what's crazy is the day before he passed away, he mentioned LeBron James in a tweet after congratulating him for passing him third all-time in points. And that just blew my mind. It's like, wait, if you look on Twitter 8 hours ago, you just tweeted this, and now I'm watching on the news screen. Like, it was... Yeah, it was... I think, as many fans are, it was tough to really swallow that pill and accept that he was gone. But the way, like, the sports came together, all the fans did, where in LA they first postponed their Tuesday game, but then they played again on Friday, and the tribute they had to him, all the artists that came out, it was really, I think it gave fans enough closure, or just allowed them to grieve and come to terms with what happened. And then also what LA was able to put together around the Staples Center, like the tributes, the fans bringing in basketballs, like allowing people to leave flowers, having them write on like these big billboard panels that were out there. So it was really, really cool. I remember seeing one tweet that was this person goes to buy flowers at a shop and then he bought them in purple and gold. So when he goes to pay the cashier, he goes, "How much do I owe you?" And the cashier goes, "Oh, is this for Kobe Bryant?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's all right. Don't worry, this one's." And the cashier goes, "Don't worry, this one's for LA." So I think Kobe meant a lot to LA. It's always going to be a Lakers town, and whether you were a Lakers fan, a Clippers fan, or a Knicks fan, whatever the case is, I think that really brought the NBA together and fans of the community as well.
What did you know of him? Were you a fan before?
I think I was a fan more after his basketball days. I don't follow basketball as much, but I think just seeing how much of a role model he was to everyone, all the quotes that he would put out, all of the inspiration that he provided not only to, us, but the kids on his daughter's team, and just really pushing it forward. I know there was a point where, people were like, "Oh, don't you wish for a son to carry on your legacy?" And he was like, "No, she's going to do it."
Yeah.
And he was very proud to be her father and proud to be there. And I mean, going out like this, obviously he was, he did it to the end.
Yeah, he was going to coach a game. I mean, for me, he meant nothing to me. My knowledge of him was limited to the fact that I knew he was a Laker. I knew he was an all-time great. And I knew that he had marital problems. See, that's really all I ever heard in the press back when they did file for divorce and they reconciled. It wasn't until last Sunday that I learned anything about the man, because I just don't follow basketball like that. And it's, having been around longer than both of you, I tried to think about this reaction that the world literally is having to his death. What is it compared to? I've seen world leaders die from afar, famous people die from afar, and the only one I can actually compare it to would be when Princess Di was killed in 1997. The world stopped. Like, I had never seen it before. She was beloved. This royal former princess who was saving the world from landmines and children and killed because of paparazzi or whatever it might have been. The world stopped, literally, until after her services were done. And it reminds me of Kobe. And here, I reposted this thing that someone wrote so beautifully, far more eloquently than I can say it. But just look around you when you're upset about the state of the world and you see that everyone of every background, every race, every ethnicity, every creed, every religion, every preference, every political spectrum is stopping to pay homage and respect and love and shed tears for a man that they never met. This black man from Philadelphia who was raised in Italy, spoke fluent Italian, Spanish, I believe some Mandarin, obviously English, who was an Oscar winner, like you said, who is a father, who was this imperfect, flawed kid who came into the scene at 17 and grew into someone. Everyone who loved him grew up watching him. And we all become adults. And we all hope that we can move past anything that was just a dumb kid making a mistake. And he did that. And he did that masterfully. And I've so much inspiration I've drawn from him in the last week and change, just knowing about him after the fact. That I'm sad that I didn't know it beforehand. And I feel for everyone on that chopper and what went through their minds and the families now. And it's aside from maybe Princess Di, it's unprecedented, and it takes a special kind of human being for that to happen.
Yeah.
And he will be missed, even by those who didn't know anything about him, like myself.
Absolutely.
Well, there are even METS, and
yeah,
were affected by it. I mean, you'll have our first mention with Daryl Strawberry and Kobe Bryant. He said that he would always tell. Excuse me. I think my mic went out. There we go.
Yeah, it's just the headphones. Yeah.
There we go. Sorry about that. he would always tell me he was a Mets fan and that I was his favorite player. I was always honored when a great player like Kobe would say that I was his favorite. So what happened Sunday naturally hits home for me. I'm heartbroken for his wife and daughters. I just can't imagine what they are feeling like today. What happened to Kobe just makes you understand that you can't take anything in life for granted. Nothing is given. You have to be thankful for each new day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He grew up a Mets fan.
Yeah.
From Philadelphia. He used to piss off Philly fans by saying that. And then, of course, all the focus is, of course, most of the focus on, of course, the Bryants. You know, I will post real quick, Gigi. I don't follow basketball, but
yeah,
I
watching
do
those
follow
videos.
UConn, though.
Okay.
I became a UConn fan maybe like 7 years ago. I was sick and I was home. SNY was on, and it was just the Huskies, the women's basketball team, and I followed that team religiously. And so knowing that that was her goal, I have no doubt in my mind she would have gotten there.
Yeah,
that's hard. But other people were on that helicopter as well, including a fairly famous baseball coach, John Antobelli, and he was he coached Jeff McNeil for a time for a season, and you know Jeff tweeted out, "Tough to hear the news of Coach Altobelli, one of my favorite coaches I've ever played for, and one of the main reasons I got a chance to play professional baseball. Both the baseball and basketball world lost a great one today." Yeah.
We took a pause there because it's just a little tough to absorb, but
it is.
But our condolences to everyone affected and all the lives lost.
Why don't we actually have a moment of silence
Yes.
to recognize all the individuals who did pass? All right, so
I got me.
A little emotional.
It does sink in there. So moving on
to some Mets news.
Mets news.
God, this broke today.
All right, so
it was too good to be true.
Was it too good to be true, or is it just a rumor? Started out there by,
So let's read out the headline. So there are rumors saying that Steve Cohen is ending negotiations with the Wilpons to sell 80% of the team. Apparently they couldn't come to terms with any of the, I guess, the 5-year transition that the Wilpons imposed. And, yep.
The official comment
what was the comment, Jake?
The parties, quote, the parties are subject to confidentiality obligations, including a mutual non-disclosure agreement, and therefore cannot comment.
Well, that was from the Mets.
That's from the Mets. That's the official statement. However, basically, there are enough rumblings.
Yeah.
And where there's smoke, there's fire, they're saying.
Yeah.
And it's just... I came into this knowing we were going to start off with Kobe, thinking I'm not going to go on a rant today because I'll probably be affected. And now it's trivial in the grand scheme of things, but come on, they can't even sell the team right.
And everyone's on Twitter actually going on about this, how we can't sell it right, how we can never have anything good in our lives. Why? Because we are the Mets.
Yeah, you have some of those tweets you want to read out, don't you?
Hold on.
But it's just pathetic. I mean, he just understandably he's going to pump all this money into the team. He wants control now. He wants results now. Yeah. He's a lifelong Mets fan. He wants his money to pay off sooner rather than later.
Absolutely. So one of the tweets is actually from Brett G 1981. It means we're fucked. Mets fans are fucked. Another at BB Mets fan. We can never have good things. Vince Gargalian?
Yeah, let's go with that.
This is the ultimate punch to the baseballs.
Yeah, I mean, this was from Mike Puma of the New York Post. He went on to say, Steve Cohen's $2.6 billion bid to buy the Mets is on life support, if alive at all. Sources close to the situation are confirming that the billionaire hedge fund manager is ending negotiations with the Wilpons of his purchase of an 80% stake in the franchise. According to those sources, Cohen is deeply unhappy with the Wilpons changing the terms of the deal at a very late stage and has decided to walk away.
It's funny because last month, when they were asked if Cohen was actually had any say in hiring Luis Rojas, the Mets general manager, your favorite, Brodie, he actually said it was business as usual for he and the Wilpons. So was that a dead giveaway?
It certainly looked like it, but we'll get into that later. I'm hoping it's a negotiation tactic.
Yeah.
I hope I hope it's a negotiation tactic.
I hope
Absolutely.
no comment
Because
actually
5
means
years,
no comment.
5 years is a long time to.
He's
change
60
over,
what,
yeah.
2? 60 what? I mean,
No, whatever. It doesn't matter about
doesn't
his
matter
age
age.
necessarily. It's about
it
5
kinda-
years.
I mean,
Does it really though?
don't you want to see results with your money when like I mean,
The only issue I see with it is
67, 68, he's going to be able to have control over this team?
What do you think? He's gonna wait until he's 80 to use his money for something of purpose?
What do you mean? What?
No, for me, this is what I'm saying. If you're investing, if you're purchasing 80% of the team, you kind of want your money, you want your input to be seen right away. You don't want other people making decisions for
Yeah.
you.
That's true.
That's where I feel the Wilpons and Cohen aren't seeing eye to eye. The Wilpons, at the end of the day, I don't know what's really in their mind. Are they just trying to milk this situation as far as possible, or were they able to recuperate or find some source of money that's like saying, you know what, we're willing to take this if we have to, not sell the team anymore and just have it under our full control, then you know what, I'm sure they could be very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like there's something more at play that we don't
Yeah.
know about because
Absolutely.
it's
A
a
rumor
really
is a
dumb.
rumor.
It is, but I mean, New York beat guys for the Mets are pretty on point usually, so I feel like I don't know. Hopefully, it's just a negotiation tactic. Maybe he's playing hardball with them. Maybe there's something we don't know about that they will be okay. At least they think they will.
Yeah.
Hope so.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But what else happened in the last few weeks?
On the topic of Luis Rojas, he is the 23rd-ish manager of the Mets.
Well, how would you count that?
No,
Twenty-
well,
3.5.
We had a manager, but he never
Yeah.
managed. Is he technically still like?
no, I don't think I wouldn't consider Beltran a manager.
I mean, but was he on their payroll at any point?
He did work,
So then technically...
but he never managed a game.
Yeah, but he never managed the game. Not even spring training.
But he still was paid for something.
I mean, technically, he's still a manager.
In all technicalities.
It's stupid.
But he never
stupid.
He never managed the game.
So what
so
about
22A.
what about giving him a little like asterisk as
I knew so.
23?
Yeah, so I think he's gonna get one regardless.
Victor loves the asterisks.
And then Luis Rojas is 23.5.
So how do you feel about this signing?
I feel good about it. I mean, he's been with the organization for 15 seasons. A lot of people always have to say, he's really good at teaching. He's full of knowledge. He's laid back, but he's also someone who gives great vibes to the team. And, we already are hearing things about him being very confident in working with Diaz and bringing him back to his old self. Mm-hmm. So...
Yeah, and the Mets players reacted very, very
Yeah.
well to this. I thought I had that queued up.
No,
but
it's fine. But
something happened.
aside from that, there's like players like Syndergaard, Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil,
Smith.
Dom Smith,
Yeah.
all who praised him, and they're like, we came up through this
Stroman.
guy.
Pete Alonso actually was one of the people who lobbied for Luis Rojas, and he actually said this dude never loses his cool. He never hits the panic button. He's always prepared. He doesn't use his knowledge of the game. He uses his instincts very, very well. He's paid his dues managing in the minor leagues. He's paid his dues in managing in the Dominican Republic. So
Absolutely. So, when the news came out, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
Because the Mets, they weren't going to go for a Buck Showalter or Dusty Baker like we kind of briefly mentioned in the previous episode.
I mean, I think we kind of knew it was going to be one
It
of
was going to be
these
someone
2 or
internal,
3
yeah.
guys.
It was going to be Mullins or Luis Rojas at that point. It wasn't going to be some mystery name or whatever else was going to come out of the woodworks to be like, oh, I'm going to manage the Mets. With Luis Rojas, I'm hoping that he's able, like he was able to lead these young guys into the minors, that he'll be able to have a successful 2 seasons that I think he signed in for, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be with this major league roster.
I
that
mean,
he
he's
has
got a hell of a
available.
pedigree with his father, with Philippe and Moises. You know, they don't have the same last name, but they're the same pedigree. And, you know, Moises was a good player for us. You know, it was towards the end of his career, but he was still damn good. And Philippe is a legend. So, I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, and he's like, I will lead this team to success.
Simple as that.
Simple as that. So, I mean, I think it's definitely not. My money was on Mullins, but, you know, I'm fine with this. We have
to see.
hopeful?
I'm hopeful. I think I'm more hopeful with Rojas than Beltran.
Ooh, tell us why.
I agree.
It's for the fact that Luis Rojas brought these guys up to the major leagues. Beltran, he was just coming off playing. He was still fresh to the game. However, with the scandal that followed him from the Astros, with everything else, I felt like that probably would have been a bigger distraction to the team and to the players. And with Luis Rojas, he's kind of, right now, he earned his stripes. So it's about going in with the confidence that he is now going to be this major league manager for the New York Mets, that it's going to be a big task. It's huge task because you're in the eyes of the media every single day, scrutinized for whatever move you make. Even if you're not involved in that move, somehow you're going to be asked to talk about it and comment on it and whatever the case is.
I'm hopeful that this is a blessing in disguise. I'm hopeful that everything we went through with Beltran, that Wilpons like puppets. I'm a little worried that Beltran's so eager to have his first opportunity kind of would have been whatever Brodie needed him to be. And obviously Brodie's whatever Jeff and Fred need him to be. And Rojas is the most agreeable of who they had left, and yet probably someone who's more of an independent thinker. I'm very hopeful he's more of an independent thinker and will have the X factor that this town needs to be able to be a successful manager in. So let's hope so, because it's been a long time since we've had someone we actually had faith in. And I think it'll be a blessing in disguise, even if it's not the next Davey Johnson or Gil Hodges, I think, or Bobby V. I think it's hopefully the best move available to us given the circumstances.
Absolutely. So, more good news. Moving on to the 2020 Hall of Fame inductees.
All right. So we have John Matlock, who is the one I'm the least familiar with because I was not born yet. Surprise, surprise, I actually wasn't born. He was a 1972 Rookie of the Year, a 3-time All-Star with the Mets. He's in the top 10 in the franchise history for wins, complete games, ERA, strikeouts, shutouts, and innings. And he won 2 games during the postseason in '73, the year we went and lost to the A's in the World Series. He was honored. He got the call from GIF. He was astounded. He's so grateful and honored. The time in New York was special to him. And, of course, he gives a special shout-out to Al Jackson, who's posthumously being inducted. They all do. Another one is Ron Darling, who we all love.
Yeah, so fan favorite, of course. So Darling, he was one of the backbones in the Mets pitching rotation in the 80s. He ranks 4th in team history with wins at 99. Darling also is top 10 in complete games, innings, strikeouts, and shutouts. He was obviously a member of that 86 championship team as well, and he is a staple in the Mets broadcast booth. So I'm very happy. He goes on to say congratulations to the other honorees, especially Al Jackson, who was my favorite mentor in the minor leagues. Al changed the path of my professional baseball career, and for that I will forever be grateful.
Bravo. And who else do we have going in?
Edgardo Alfonso. So Alfonso was one of the most clutch performers in Mets history. He ranks 1st in the team's post history in hits, runs, and RBIs. He also homered in the one-game playoff in 1999 at Cincinnati, and then slugged 2 homers, including a grand slam in Game 1 of the NLDS at Arizona. He ranks in the top 10 in franchise history in hits, runs, doubles, RBIs, OBPs, total bases, and batting average. He also won a Silver Slugger Award in 1999 and was an All-Star in 2000. So He also had to say, getting into the Mets Hall of Fame is a dream come true for me. The Mets have had so many great players in their history, and I'm so proud to receive this honor. This is something I never thought would be possible when I started out. I was never much for individual goals. I just wanted to help us win. For me to get inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame on the 20th anniversary of our NL championship is a special thrill. And then he also had to say that he was really glad that Al Jackson was getting honored as well.
And before we talk about Al Jackson, he also led the Cyclones to their first championship. Then Brodie fired him, and now I'm really hopeful Brodie has to say something at this induction ceremony about Eduardo. I just want to see that with Piazza and Ventura and whoever else might be there just eyeing him like, you fired our boy. But Al Jackson, who passed away last year, August 19th, he was an original Met. Who spent 50 years in the New York Mets uniform. He pitched for the Mets from 62 to 69 and later became a major league coach, minor league pitching coordinator, and front office advisor for the club. Quote, Al was one of the Mets' longest tenured uniform members, said Jeff Wilpon. You can't measure the impact he had on the players as a major league and minor league coach. His laugh is greatly missed. We are honored to bestow this award to his family. That's overdue.
Absolutely.
That's very overdue for all of them. Congratulations to all of them. And non-players that'll be inducted this year as well include Bob Mant, who passed away in 2010. He's a front office executive. I believe he started as a ticketing clerk.
Wow.
At the ticket booth. I believe that's who it is. And Scout Harry Minor, who passed away in 2013. And
groundskeeper Pete Flynn.
That's the big one for me. Pete, do you know who Pete Flynn is?
No, I'm not too familiar with the
Pete
name.
Flynn. That's why I put this little collage up over here. Pete Flynn was an original Met as well. He was a groundskeeper, junior groundskeeper, at the Polo Grounds. Moved over to Shea.
Right.
He was the man who drove the Beatles to the stage.
Oh, wow.
That's actually a huge honor.
It is a huge honor. So, years later, at Last Play at Shea, Billy Joel's last concert, the last concert ever at Shea, Paul McCartney flew in to JFK. Billy had no idea if he was going to make it to be in the show. And he got a police escort from JFK right up the Jackie Robinson. And they got to the door, and Pete Flynn meets in the tunnel. And you see that picture right there. Yeah. That's him going, "Oh, I'm Pete Flynn. I actually drove you and the mates and the lads to the stage in '63." And he's like, "Oh, 64." He's like, "Oh, okay." You know, and so that, I mean, imagine that awesome moment. Yeah. So, you know, he's a legend. He actually, his last day, I was at his last game. It was the same Jose Reyes' first last game in 2011. And he's just, I mean, congratulations to all of them. They all deserve it.
Congratulations to everyone.
Yes.
All right, and speaking of Hall of Fame, I think it's time for a lightning All right, as you can see, we have our buzzers from
Oh my God!
That is, please do not do that. Yeah, don't do that into the mic.
All right.
All right.
Taking it back.
We'll cut that in post.
Should we go back to lightning round?
No, let's just pick it up here.
It was a joke. We're keeping that in the show.
Yeah. We're just going to lower it for the fans.
Just lowering it. All right. Are we ready?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
All right, so this time we're not calling the answers, though. We're actually going to buzz in.
Yep. Charge.
And well, hold on. Is the rule she has to read the full question out?
Oh, I
feel like that takes away the drama. I feel like someone fucks up, they fuck up.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
No, man, because she says a name and then you go, duh. And
Are you sure
it's
that's
like,
how
you
my
do
questions
realize
are
you've done that as well.
No, but you do it. If we go back and watch the footage of the Mets challenge that you had, she didn't even finish saying her whole sentence. You go, this person, that person. Let her say the whole question.
So you're saying you don't want to lose?
Oh. No, let her say the whole question, man.
Okay, let's say the whole question.
Let her say the whole question.
Okay, let's say the whole question.
Okay. Okay, we're shutting it down now.
Okay.
How many members are there currently in the Hall of Fame? Mets Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Oh, were you done?
Was it Cooperstown Hall of Fame or Mets Hall of Fame?
Mets Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Well, can I ask, is it current or including the inductees to come?
Including everyone that we just mentioned.
32.
Including the inductees.
No, it's 27.
Okay.
So sorry.
Okay. Well, you're supposed to hit the one time you don't hit the wrong answer. This is Shane's challenging this.
Shane's checking it.
All right, let's see. This is where Shane puts in music.
You're right. I think you're right.
It's 27 including.
Hey, Ashley's right.
It's not.
It's 27.
It's 27
no, I don't know.
including.
That's fair. No, I'm wrong.
Okay.
I was looking at the wrong column and it said someone's number instead of. And it said 32, so I was like, oh.
So wait, you studied before?
Oh.
We decided what this was gonna be a week ago.
I didn't study before.
Oh, that's on
All right,
you, bro.
fine, go.
Point Lashley. Ding.
Ding, yay. The inductees are honored with plaques in the Mets Hall of Fame and Museum at Citi Field, which was opened when? I'm looking for a month and a year.
The Mets Hall of Fame Museum. Wow.
Shane.
April 2013.
Wait,
No.
would I? Okay.
Victor?
Hit the buzzer like a normal person. The Mets Hall of Fame, I would say. April 2011.
No. You both were close.
2012.
It was April 2010.
Oof.
They did it that quickly? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. I thought it took longer. It felt longer. Okay.
Yeah. All right, that's what she
Well, he
said.
was closer. But he doesn't get
Alright,
it.
point
Wow, we're
Ashley.
both. Shit.
All right.
And you
shut
studied.
down.
All right, go on, Ashley.
What club previously housed the Hall of Fame plaques at Shea Stadium? Shane.
The Diamond Club.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, point Shane. Shane's on the board.
No, I had no idea. Good thing
That
you
was,
got
the,
that
that was
question.
like the only nice restaurant for like the VIPs at Shea.
Really?
That was it.
Okay.
All right, who was the last Met before our recent 3 additions inducted into the Hall of Fame? And
Mike Piazza.
yes.
There we go. Bang.
So much for letting me finish the question.
Well, I thought.
Oh, so does that disqualify?
Wait. No, she took a pause. She paused.
She did take a pause. No, she did.
paused,
Take
and
a
then-
Oh my! He gets so defensive.
I know.
Oh my
Husband.
god.
It's okay.
It's all right. You would think with that beautiful haircut that took an hour and a half to get done that he'd be like, "I'm cool."
No, I am cool, but
Good.
it's just I get competitive.
All right. Who was the first person to be inducted into the Mets Hall of Fame in 1981? Shane.
What the fuck was her name? Well, Casey Stengel and Peyton. Shit. Beth something Peyton. I don't know the name.
Victor.
Did he get it wrong?
No, he got it wrong.
Oh, he got it.
It's
Okay.
wrong.
You said Will Hodges. Gil Hodges. Oh,
You were so close. It was Joan Whitney Payson.
Payson. Well, also Casey Stengel got inducted.
He's technically the second.
oof.
Technically.
Yo, Ashley's roasting us this lightning round.
What's a good lightning round?
All right.
She was the first owner of the Mets, so that's why
Yeah.
she got in first. Even though they got inducted in the same year, like 5 minutes apart.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Is this the last question?
Yes. This is your tiebreaker, because it's 1 and 1 and then 3.
Can you say done after you're done?
Yeah.
Sure.
Break over.
Who was the third person to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1982? Done. Shane.
Gil Hodges.
Correct. All right.
Ashley still won that round.
Ashley still won this round. Still shut it down.
Good
The
job,
winner is.
Ashley.
I mean, it's like saying, "Ooh, the house won at Vegas."
Yeah.
You know,
Of
it's like,
course,
ooh.
you can't argue with the house.
You're the one that came up with the questions.
See, what had happened was somebody tried to study. He still didn't win.
Oh, you studied. I didn't study. I would
My-
have copied off
honest
the
to God,
answers.
I had a feeling that Payson would be
A question.
a question, and I tried so hard to remember her name, and I can never remember her damn name.
I was actually
I
very
can picture her
surprised that
face.
it was a woman.
She was first owner of the team.
She was, and she was also the first owner who bought a baseball team, not inherited it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
That's cool.
Interesting
Fun
facts.
fact.
Joan Payson. That's right. Fucking.
All right, so circling back to our good news.
I still got it on you though.
Yeah.
I'm still more on you. I'm just fucking with you. All right, what's next, man?
Victor, why don't you run us through the spring training roster?
Bang! How many days? We are. Oh, I don't know how many days. we are
Pitchers
away
and catchers
from
are
spring.
well. Pitchers and catchers are next
like-
week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
In the Grapefruit League at Point
Pitchers and
St.
catchers
Lucie.
report date Monday 10th. The 10th.
yeah, so we have our 40-man rosters and then the 50 non-roster invitees. David Peterson and Kevin Smith, who are left-handed pitchers. Then right-handed pitchers, Matt Blackham, Riley Gilliam, Francisco Rios, Pedro Payano, Steven Nogasek. He pitched a couple games for the Mets last season, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so,
I think
yeah.
so. That looks familiar.
And Adonis Ucenta.
Oh, you're my Adonis. We also have catchers Austin Bossart, Patrick Mazica, Zika virus, and David Rodriguez. Infielder Jake Hager, which I feel like this sounds like a name of a wrestler. Who else we got, Ashley?
The outfielders, Ryan Cordell, Tim Tebow, and Johanneswy Fargus. Did I get that?
Man, why do they keep bringing back Tebow?
You know what? And I was looking at
sells
this as it was
tickets.
on there, and I was like, Victor's going to have something to say about this.
He should. I had something to say about it. It's bullshit.
Dude, he's taking a spot away from a kid that deserves it.
Thank you.
Yep.
I mean, granted, he doesn't have a spot on the roster. At least he's not on the 40-man roster anymore.
Yeah.
That's,
This is true. At least
thank
they,
God
you know,
for
moved
that,
him on.
but-
Maybe they're
better.
phasing Tebow out, but no, the whole Tebow
he
mania.
wasn't even there. He wasn't even on the right.
I know.
He was
You know,
phased out.
It's Tebow mania. He was with the Jets, and then he came back to New York and is now a New York
Tebow
Met.
mania is Wilpon Green.
And you know what pisses me off even more? When I see people with Tebow jerseys. Why? First of all, why
They're
would you
still on
waste
sale.
over $80 on getting a Tebow jersey? And I'm sure some people got that custom made. So you're paying an extra $20 to write the name Tebow and the number 15 on it.
That makes me say and sound like this. It fucking drives me crazy. I'd rather see
Yeah.
a Matt Harvey jersey going around than that shit. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
He's nothing to the team. He never was. He never was.
And he played for Syracuse last year, and he was terrible.
Yeah, he stunk.
Yeah.
He absolutely stunk. It's just
Man, I mean, Tebow,
pathetic.
he's a good guy.
Oh, I got no problem with the guy.
But when it comes to baseball, like...
good guys,
Yeah.
you could be the nicest person in the world. Don't mean that.
No, you're right.
Whatever. It's stupid.
Yeah, so
Who
then-
else?
All right, the free agent signings of the group are Rios, Payano, Rodriguez, Hager, Cordell, and Fargus. They joined previously announced minor league signings with big league camp invites.
Why are you laughing, Shane?
Because
I'm
he
sorry.
wrote that.
No,
like,
no,
so-
no. I did just copy and paste.
Okay.
But no, what? Just the name. I didn't hear anyone say it till just now when you said it.
What?
Johanneswy Fargus. It sounds like, did anyone farted? I'm sorry. I'm 5.
Johanneswy.
But yeah, you have...
Johanneswy Hagen?
I don't know.
Johanneswy farted.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
okay. Chasen, what a name. Chasen
Chasen.
Shreve,
Which is
Max
Chasen?
Moroff, and Jared Parker. And then we also
Fucking
had
names.
Matt Adams as well.
Yeah.
That's not on the list. Matt Adams was a former first baseman for the Washington Nationals.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
How the mighty have fallen. Oh, you know who else is working with Diaz?
Pedro.
Pedro.
I called it. I called it
Martinez.
like,
You did.
I would say episode 14. I called it. Let's go back. We'll review the footage.
No, you did call it though.
Yeah.
Love it.
Spring training, I'm excited. I really want to see how our team does.
Predictions.
I do want to see how Rojas.
Wait, like
does
if they're
with
going to
the
win
team.
the championship in spring training or no?
There's no championship for spring.
Well, there
training.
is. There's like the bragging rights for winning first place.
Oh well. Wait, what did you want to see?
Never mind.
Oh,
What were you saying, Ashley?
Ashley just forgot.
Predictions. I expect the normal. No, actually, we'll figure out who's going to be the fifth starter. That's going to
yep.
be interesting.
That's gonna be huge.
Actually, I could see 4 and 5 being a toss-up.
I could honestly see 3, 4, 5 being a toss up.
No way.
I'm sorry. No, yeah,
No, it's
sorry,
gonna
4,
be the
5
Grom-
because of
Grom,
Mats. Sorry.
Syndergaard,
Yeah,
and
because
Stroman.
Stroman. Yeah. But Mats. Is
But
what I meant to
Mats,
say.
could he be the odd man out, or is it going to be? I mean, Porcello could. He seems the most likely to get a starting rotation.
What
spot.
about Waka?
Yeah, and then that's what I was going to say. Michael
Waka,
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 is he
Waka.
gonna, take over for Steven Matz? Are the Mets going to trade Steven Matz and Dom Smith?
What about
I-
Jalen
Mookie Betts?
Betances?
I predict. Well, Mookie Betts went to
Oh, officially traded?
Dodgers.
Oh wow, that is breaking news to me.
That what happened the other day. I'm pretty sure. You talk
I
amongst
thought
yourselves.
that was a rumor. that he's gonna go to
I
the
thought it
Dodgers.
was legit, but maybe.
See, I mean, whatever. Aside from that, I would have only taken Mookie Betts if it was a sign and trade. I wouldn't have taken him on a flyer.
Oh, you're right. It was.
It was a rumor.
Okay.
Yeah, no way. That would be.
Oh, it was
huge news.
eminent. Eminent is what
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, I think a journalist pulled the trigger a little too soon. And I
Okay.
saw that, and then
No.
You got a
yeah.
little excited.
I know Mookie Betts is still on the market. Would you trade Steven Matz, Pete Alonso, and who else? Who else
I'm not
would
trading
you
Pete
throw in?
Alonso.
Yeah,
Not
definitely
Pete
not.
Alonso. I'm so sorry.
Dominic Smith?
Dominic Smith.
Why was he even on?
Yeah,
That's because he was the first baseman. Dominic
Yeah.
Smith and Steven Matz for Mookie Betts.
in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and someone else.
Fucking heartbeat. Give him Robinson Cano.
You would give him Robinson
Ooh,
Cano as well.
interesting.
Robinson, yeah,
I
absolutely.
think he would fit in well as a DH.
He would.
Yeah,
He would. Bye.
but then the Red Sox have to, or who would eat up that money? The Mets.
I mean, Steve Cohen could, but he might be
Yeah.
gone. I mean, my prediction, my bold prediction.
That's gonna be the number one question.
in my crystal ball is that Waka
Dun,
will
dun.
earn a place in the rotation. Rojas will want to give it to him, putting Mats in the pen. But Brodie will get in his way.
Dun,
And that'll be the first
dun.
big clash of the Titans of Brodie Van Fuckface and Ruiz Rojas. That's my prediction.
You've heard it here.
All right, next we're going to Curtis Granderson.
Yay!
The Grandy man.
Yeah,
Look
retiring.
how excited he is in that picture.
Well, that's when they
That
won
was-
the pennant. That was an excitable night for all
That was
Mets
a great
fans.
team. I mean, every single Met fan had that reaction.
Yeah.
I don't,
More.
you know, I still have the newspaper from when.
I do
Mets,
somewhere
yeah.
over here too. Yeah, that was a hell of a night. That was a fun night. It was kind of inevitable at that point, though. We kind of knew, like, we're
Yeah.
going to World Series, and that was the first moment where I go, I want this World Series, and that was the first moment I knew I wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
But,
We all know how 2015 ended for the
Would you
Mets.
like to read his statement, his release?
It's a long statement, actually. You want to take that over?
She's good at that. She's the most
Alright.
eloquent of all of us.
All right. Curtis has had this to say. I've been blessed to play professional baseball for the greater part of 2 decades. As I reflect on my career, I realize that not much has changed since those early days in Little League. My parents and family are still my greatest fans, and they impart the same message today that they did back then. Give back, never forget to enjoy the ride, and don't think, have fun. I'm eternally grateful to every team and every city I've had the opportunity to call home. Detroit, New York, both the Bronx and Queens, Los Angeles, Toronto, Milwaukee, Miami, and of course, my hometown of Chicago. It is these communities that allow me to take my grandkids' foundation to new heights and use my platform for positive change. As I close out this wonderful chapter in my life and step away from my days on the field, I know that my role in this game is only just getting started. I look forward to continuing my work, helping to diversify the sport, paving the way for young kids to learn and grow. Thank you to the MLB, the MLBPA, my teammates and coaches, front office staff, members of the media, partners, and the fans for the ride of a lifetime. This journey would not be possible without those who came before me, breaking barriers to allow a young Curtis Granderson to live out his dream. It has been an honor to wear my socks high. Curtis Granderson.
I love that.
I've never seen a player receive so much love from every single team he played for.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, he started with the Tigers, Yankees, then played for the Mets, then played for the Dodgers, then went to the Blue Jays, then played for
Brewers.
Milwaukee.
He was so many after us.
And then Miami as well.
Because he's only been gone. Well, he was only gone like 2.5
Yeah.
or 3 seasons, whatever it was. And he played for so many after the fact. I mean, you weren't really paying attention when he was playing.
No.
But what's your favorite Grandy moment? As a
I was actually at a game, so it was when the Mets were honoring their 86 team. It was a Saturday. I think it was May 10th.
I was at
Saturday, May 10th, the year... When did they honor the 86 team?
well, 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
in 2016. And I had my little mirrorless camera, and I was recording the game. And then all of a sudden, Granderson, I think it was like a walk-off double against the Dodgers. and I'm screaming. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I got that on camera.
That's cool.
Yeah, so actually I'm going to try to look for that footage.
You should. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Post.
I mean, for me, it's funny because when he went to the Yankees, I was like, I want him. I really want him. And he was just, for me to like a Yankee, it takes a lot. And when he was with the Yankees, this is not my favorite moment of his. He did this funny video, which you can find on YouTube, where it's him late at night in the dark at his home, just playing different songs on his iTunes. And then it close up on him. He goes, now batting. What was his number with the Yankees? I don't remember. Now batting, number 3. Curtis Granderson. And then it'd be some cheesy song. And he'd be like, and then he just starts crying. He's like, and it was just so funny. I'm like, this guy's a good actor. Yeah. And then he got the most cheers of anyone opening day when he signed with the Mets. Yeah. I mean, for me, just that catch.
He's a class.
Oh yeah. He's earned the Roberto Clemente Award. I think he has more than one, but I can't be sure. But Game 2 NLCS. Mm-hmm. I saw his first home run as a Met. It was on Mother's Day. But Game 2 NLCS, that catch. Like, I was in 502, I believe it was. And everyone was like, oh, you see that off the bat, you're like, fuck. And just the way when you know based on how an athlete moves that they have it squared up, and it is no doubt he's going over that wall and he's catching. He reached over the bullpen wall, over the little bullpen house, and caught that, brought it back in, and that's the game right there.
Yeah.
That's
everything.
That's incredible, and brought the house down. So, class act. Yeah. Love Grandis, and I'm sure my thoughts is that he's going to not only his charities, but he's going to be a broadcaster for many decades to come.
What do you think he's going to do next, Victor?
I think he's going to continue with his foundation. I don't think he's going to go back into baseball just yet. I think he's going to chill.
See, I don't know, because he does playoff commentary already.
Well, no, I'm saying like actually being involved with an organization.
Oh, I don't think he will.
Like in terms of coaching or mentoring.
I feel like if he does, it would be on a lower level, like with the youth that he actually
with the grandkids.
As he said in his statement, and then if you see him commentating, I think that would be cool too.
Yeah, because he's one of the most eloquent players in any sport. He is a presence.
He's a good representative of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll be making many millions that will then much of it will go back to charity though, because he's that kind of dude. So tip
Hats
our
off.
non-hats to you, Mr. Grandison.
Thank you.
What did we do the other day?
Well, Victor actually got us this nice little
schemed.
You what?
I schemed.
He schemed.
What did you scheme?
I schemed the tour.
Dun, dun, dun.
I would like it to be known that a sales representative reached out to me a few months ago, and I was going to do it, and then I was just calling him. I was like, I'm not buying season tickets. I don't want to waste your time. I've seen the stadium before.
In all fairness, we were truly considering whether or not season tickets were actually going to be worth it.
You were considering
it. To be honest, I was 0% entering. When I left, I was at 0% of buying those tickets.
And I was teetering on the...
Well, let's talk about the experience.
Let's do that.
Yeah, so why don't you tell them about one of the people that we saw...
The few people we saw.
Okay.
Well,
One of his favorites.
We're like getting way ahead of ourselves. All right, let's start off.
How did it start?
We go to the stadium. We all meet at the stadium, and then this sales rep. Should we say no?
No.
We won't say his name. It was really cool to us. He's like
a very nice gentleman.
Yes.
We'll call him Bob.
Sure. So we check around the stadium, which is really nice. I got to see some places that I haven't seen before,
like where the beer is.
Yeah, that whole even to go out on the outfield. It was kind of muddy though.
Kind of muddy.
I messed up my shoes.
Ashley had white boots
Oh my
on.
God!
Did you not forget that?
Yeah. Oh, but Ashley had white boots on.
But Ashley's reasonable. You're like it's all.
Dude,
about
what were you talking about? You were
appearance.
complaining. You had your your mesh material.
I was just
shoes
drenched.
on.
That's why my feet were drenched.
So
Your
you
feet
were
were
wet.
wet the whole time.
Yikes.
Are your shoes okay though?
Yeah, they were fine. I
Did
cleaned.
they survive?
So that was a really cool part, and then we walked around a little bit.
Went to the
We went to
bullpen.
the bullpen area. Which
Saw they finally installed rubber on the alleyway so the players can walk on their spikes.
and then we stopped at the Mets clubhouse.
We stopped in
And
front of the
then
Mets
who do we
clubhouse.
see?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, it was the day. It was literally 2 hours after they announced they had hired Luis Rojas.
Yeah.
So we were hoping maybe we'll see Luis Rojas. We didn't. He wasn't there.
saw
But in
someone
front of
better
the in front of the clubhouse. Well, I mean, he's on screen right now. So we're standing in front of the clubhouse. So I mean,
guy.
Well,
maybe,
Shane goes, oh, look, it's Brodie walking down. And I thought he was joking. I was like, nah, this
Nope.
guy's bullshit.
they had like a whole big like company meeting.
Yeah.
And so you think I'm bullshitting you?
I'm like, I'm talking
It's
to
like
the sales rep.
Did I nudge you or Ashley? I nudged you.
Yeah,
I think.
no, you
I was
nudged
like-
me, and I looked, and I was like, "That's definitely him," and you were just like,
I was like,
"Nah."
in my mind, I was bullshitting. And then I turned to my left, and I see Brodie and the Wilpons walking
Or
down
just
towards
Jeff.
us.
Yeah.
Or just Jeff, yeah.
And some dude we didn't know. And Brodie's on his phone.
Bro,
He looks at
nothing.
us.
Nothing.
He looks
He
at us.
literally looked at us in the face.
Jeff is like, and this because I kind of like, there. It's literally like this. The
Yeah.
sales rep is there. He moves back because, the king is walking by. So Victor and Harley was like, she's there. And I just kind of keep
Like,
my
I gave him
elbow
a
out.
nod. Like, I said, like, a little
You did.
sub.
We all.
Like, yeah.
And I keep my, shoulder out just a little bit. And he just goes, he just glances at us because the
Yeah.
peasants, he's doing big business. Jeff was kind of like,
Yeah, he murmured something.
but I think he was murmuring something to him.
Yeah.
right.
And not an acknowledgement. Not saying like, oh, okay, we just lost the Magic because I didn't do my due fucking diligence. We hired somebody. Oh, look, here's some regular fucking fans with clearly a sales rep, clearly here to maybe spend a couple $1,000s on my team. Go, hey guys, that's it. That's all you had to do.
That's why I didn't buy season tickets.
And we should have told the guy that. We should have said, you know what, we were really considering it, but considering the fact that Brodie didn't even give us a nod, fuck you.
Yeah.
Brodie is a lot shorter than I thought he was gonna be.
Of all the bad things I just said, that's probably the most insulting thing that he can hear, because a pretty girl just said, you perfect little chiseled little plastic surgery. You think Victor's hair takes a while to do. Look at the grease in that. But he's short.
But then Mania came and he kind of.
Mania was cool.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah. I met Manai before in the dugout on the tour back in 2009, and he was like, man, he took pictures with everybody. Like, I mean, say what you will about his... He was a good... I didn't like him towards the end, but so much of the talent that's paying off now is because of him, and he was chill. He said hello.
Yeah.
And they were celebrating, like, his 20th year in the organization or something like that, they said?
But anyway, so we continue. So this was after our, I don't know, little... stroll of the Mets celebrities.
Yeah.
So then we continue. Then we go to the Mets dugout, which was cool. We took some nice pictures.
We ended up at the first. We ended up at the first data club, which actually you can see.
Oh
with the cool lights.
You're right.
Yeah.
I skipped that.
And Ashley molested the wall.
Oh yeah, I got to see
Yeah.
a Conforto. He was reaching out to me. I just had to.
That's
reach
actually
back.
based on that angle. That's actually kind of a good
was.
fake hug.
Well, that's what I said, hug the wall. She didn't do it on her own. I was like, hug the wall. And
I was like, wait, I have to find him.
And then we went onto the field.
Yeah.
Which is cool, right behind home plate. And we went into the dugout. There's a cool picture of all of us in the dugout where Victor says it looks like the dad is taking his kids to take your kids to the field day. But of course, I did my typical funny screaming into the phone. But Victor.
No. Well, I asked Shane to take a picture of me.
Well, I took it from the front of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came out good.
It came out good. I liked it.
Because
But
I'm
then-
taking the picture just as Ashley snuck that one on you.
Yeah.
Dude, when
That's
I
editing skills.
was hit with that picture in the group chat, oof.
He couldn't
I
handle himself.
think
after
I
that.
commented a lot of fire emojis.
Did you touch yourself looking at your own photo?
No, but he probably did put it as the background to his phone.
No, I didn't. No, that is not my
Is it now your Facebook,
Then what is it?
Twitter,
No,
Okay, but
Instagram,
what's-
It's not. My
Snapchat? Has it replaced the dick pic that you sent to the ladies?
No. Nothing like that.
No, but look at the one
but
that you have there now.
I have because this was done by a professional photographer. It's a cool photo. It's not like a selfie of me. For anyone who's like thinks it's
You have
tough
to
to
lower
see there.
the brightness on it.
But it's a cool photo. And then on the inside,
I'm really sorry, everybody. This is what this episode has become. I'm not
look,
sorry
hold
for you. I'm sorry for that.
What's on your phone?
Oh, well.
look, hold on. I lowered, and then on the inside, it's a picture of me like this, which is cool.
My phone, and let me try to get away,
We can't.
is Oscar the Grouch. Because he is my spirit animal.
Move my
Him and
head.
Maurice from Big Mouth.
Put mine closer to the
Oh my
camera.
god. Oh, this is you and your mother?
Yep,
Yeah.
this is me and my mom.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Tiny baby me.
Your
Listen.
mother is a beautiful woman.
Thanks.
Don't know what happened to you. And then Oscar for
Remember
me.
That was the burn. That was the burn of the week.
Do you have some ice for that burn?
I'm just teasing you. You're a lovely young woman.
But anyways, thank you
I
Ashley
remember
for the
all
great
things.
picture.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's a good picture, man.
It is an excellent picture. Your reaction to it.
It was funny.
like-
I liked it because I didn't expect
It's funny
it.
that you're by a Toyota logo because I feel like both you and Toyota have a very heightened opinion of themselves.
Wow, how long were you waiting for
It
that?
just came out. It just came out. I just realized that. No, but seriously, like it is a good picture,
Yeah.
and Lord knows when I was your age, took pictures like that, and I fucking loved them too. I'd be like, oh, look at this.
Dude, it's,
Now-
it's a good picture.
I get one good angle a year now.
I thought that's your angle, man.
Anyway,
All right.
what were your impressions of the behind the scenes of the stadium?
That was
all around?
amazing because I've been to a bunch of Mets games, but there were some areas that I was just like very like, wow. So this is how it looks like to be in the outfield and catch a fly ball, or
And we couldn't get into the clubhouse because McNeil and a few others had shown up that day.
which was fine. It wasn't a
He
big
could have
deal.
just came on and said hi.
Yeah,
I heard Conforto was there too, though.
Yeah, right?
Right behind that door.
I know.
He was like touching the door.
Yeah.
So close. But
No, I enjoyed the tour overall. My only thing at the end, it's like, yeah, the season tickets are just mad money.
also to be locked into one seat for the entire season.
Well, I feel like this would be a good conversation.
Well, you know, I think if you did some Photoshop on that picture of you, you could probably sell that photo and make enough money to buy.
Lovely, thanks.
I think so. I think people would buy it. I'd be like, oh, who's this model?
Shut it
No,
down.
what I'm saying, let's all give our opinions on the thought of season tickets and why we disagreed on it, because
Well,
we weren't on the same page.
Well, first,
Absolutely not.
they're discontinuing
Oh.
how this show got its name.
Oh.
Fucking amazing Mets passes
Yeah.
that many
So
teams have done.
Explain what the Amazing Mets pass is for some fans that don't know.
$39, which comes out to 44 with taxes and fees and blah blah.
Right.
It automatically renews unless you stop it, so you get access to every home game, with the exception of like a Subway Series for the Mets and opening day.
Yeah.
And you have standing room tickets, standing room only. Of course, you're gonna find a seat most games. Either way, you're in. You don't have to think about it. It's there. It's on your MLB app wallet. Like.
And
You
know how
can
much
go.
money you would end up spending on concessions?
Seriously.
Yeah.
And they're discontinuing it. And what the ticket agent, nice guy, not his fault, this is the official company line, said is that when they crunched the numbers, they looked at the numbers for the amount of people who purchased the Amazing Mets Pass as to how many times they actually scanned the Amazing Mets Pass, they would be better off spending that money on a season ticket plan.
Bullshit.
Excuse me?
What sense
Excuse
does that
me?
make?
None. Well, it's the Wilpons. It's 44 times 6. $264 I spent last year to get into that stadium. How many games we only went to like one together, but like,
Well,
because we weren't really hanging out. But we went to a ton.
couple.
We would play softball on Randall's
Yeah.
Island and be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know. Let's go to the stadium.
And like we'd show up in the third inning.
It was amazing. You
remember-
thought your car was going to get stolen
I
once.
remember, I remember one time, we
what
parked in
happened
like
was-
in the chop shops.
Well, yeah, before they stopped the chop shops and being free parking options, because God forbid the fans of anything in this world.
I paid $10 for that spot.
You paid $10 so the
I was
guy
so
walked out and was
pissed.
like, "Hey man, I'll watch your car."
Yeah,
$10.
it was very shady, and I mean my car is already a little beat up. I was like, yeah, I don't need.
But it's nice. It's nice.
It's a good car. Like I don't need any more
Issues.
issues with it. So I was just like, all right, here's $10, and then we sat in an area of Citi Field where I could still see the
501,
car,
and we were
Oh my
like dancing
God.
on our
we
seats.
were dancing on our seats, and I was tipping over the edge. I was like, okay, I recognized the roof of my car, and I was like, okay, it's still there.
And the guy got stopped by the cops.
Yeah,
or
and
something
then
like
we saw the cops were like, it started asking him questions.
Son
He
of
ended
a
up
bitch.
leaving, and I was just like, all right, whatever,
Lord.
my car's there.
that. So the $264, whatever it is per year, now they want us to spend that money on tickets that when they're every day. In the 500s, it's 1,000. In the
Man,
400s,
dude,
it's
when-
2,000 a ticket.
Honestly, when
But
I saw that number, I was like, no
There's a
way.
14
It's a
game
lot.
weekday plan that in the
14?
500 14 game. Sorry,
41.
41 game.
41.
Sorry. That's how much was it?
It was like
something
weekday,
for 400.
Yeah, weekday I believe was around. I think it was like 500 or
Oh
600.
no. So the 400s was 600.
No, we're talking. Let's
And
say just
then-
talk
675.
500s, like
And the
nosebleeds.
500s was, or sorry, the 500s was 600, and then the 400s were 800.
Yeah, but
And
aside
that was the 41 day game.
And then the
yeah,
Saturday, Sunday ones were
whether or
even
not
higher.
you sat, yeah.
Yeah.
So the weekend plan was even higher. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was just coming out to way too much money. We divided it up. Eventually, like for one plan, it came out to $18. Then for the other plan, it was about $15 per game.
Which the only advantage was I walked in there 0% convinced to buy them, and then or maybe 20%, not really 0%, and then I walked out of there 50%, and then I went down to 20, and then I went back down to 0, just because I was thinking, would it be an investment for this show? Because you do get certain early access to batting practice and certain events, town halls, and this, that, and the other thing that they don't have listed yet. You don't know what they're going to be, how they're going to be, and yeah, maybe you might get one cool event. But I mean, look at the fan fest they had that we didn't go to. That actually looked pretty cool. They were $20 tickets that the Wilpons wouldn't even give to the season ticket holders for free. They got advanced early access to purchase them, which is why it sold out so quickly. But you don't even get fan fest for free, which Yankees fans, season ticket holders, get their fan fest for free. So do most other parks. So it's just
how much was it again?
For free. Yeah. It didn't like you said. Yeah, it's a gimmick.
It seemed that was my summary for it. It just seemed very gimmicky. Like I even told the sales agent, I was like, instead of me being excited that I'm going to 41 games, it almost became, oh shit, I got to go to 41 games this year.
And you could roll them over. Yeah, you could do this, that, and the other thing. You could sell them in the secondary market. But the secondary market was where we're looking at. Price. Exactly, because we're looking at the same kind of seats, $6 before fees, $9, $10 after fees in StubHub. So, but you've paid an average of $18 to $21, depending on your section per game. And I was saying to us, I think I said it was that for every, you'll get for every one ticket you sell. For every 2 tickets you sell, get the value of 1 on the secondary market, if you're lucky.
And it was just a headache, honestly. There was just like, oh, you could sell 20% right off the bat. And I was just like, for me, it was just, that's the right word. It was just a hassle for me. And I was like, instead of me being excited, because that's how I would go to Mets games. I would just be like, okay, I feel like going to game number 34. I would look up tickets and I'll be like, great, they're $6. Let me sit in this section. I'll move around.
Yeah.
Or my favorite section to sit in the ballpark is the 400s. To always sit first row.
Yeah.
My biggest pet peeve is I don't like seeing people's heads in front of.
But she's too short for the bar.
That's my problem.
But
and I'm too fat for anything but aisle. So. And he couldn't match.
Yeah, he couldn't.
All three of our preferences, he could not find.
Albeit this was never gonna work either way. It was either one of us was gonna compromise.
He found something that was in like the 3rd or 4th row, but it was like middle seats 13, 12, and 13.
I mean, we could just do it where we sat 2 and 1 or 1 and 2 and.
Or just get Ashley a booster seat.
No.
You got that pillow.
Yeah, you bring it with you.
But you last we spoke were still considering it.
Yeah. I was, because before this was even an option for us to go and visit the field itself, I was already considering like a 20-game package. Just because I was looking at how much I had went to the field last year and how much more I know I'm going to go this year. So 20 games didn't seem too much. 41 games and, the full game package is where it was kind of like, okay, is this going to be worth it for all of us to go? And, obviously I haven't bought them yet, so I'm still not sold.
I feel like you should price them out against StubHub for the same games.
Yeah. And then my other issue is, like, I don't want to be in the same seat.
That was also my thought at the end. It was like, I don't want to be stuck in the same spot all the time, because there are some days and some games where I find 100 seats, for like $80 a piece. And me and my friends go down there. And obviously with that package, I wouldn't have that option.
Have you told your friends who you used to go with that I met who have the amazing pass that it's done?
I have not. But it would be interesting to see how he reacts.
You should text him right now.
Okay.
And so later, as we get to the end of the show, he texts back and goes, "What?" But how'd the guy take it when you told him no?
He still tried to sell me on them, but I told him honestly, I was just like, hey, look, there's a variety of factors, like financially, like I told, like it is a big financial thing to pay, but aside from that, I told him, I was just like, I want a first row section, like even if it's in the 500s, it's my pet peeve is just I hate when I see the backs of people's heads. A couple days they're taller, a couple days another day they're shorter.
All you see is the back of people's heads.
Well, that's the problem I always have is that
it's just like I want to really enjoy the game. Like
for that money, you deserve it.
Absolutely.
And me personally, I'm not even a fan of the what is
Clubs?
it like? The clubs or whatever where you could go watch the game at a bar. No, I want to watch
the game.
I
yeah.
just want to watch the game
so
like pure
this
baseball.
is where, and I thought I wasn't gonna like the clubs either, but
no,
last
I've
year,
been in the clubs.
But last year we actually hit really bad weather during one of the games, and everybody was still outside. I actually didn't have a jacket, so the club saved me from freezing my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's like an
Once in a
exception.
blue
Yeah, that's an
moon, it's
exception. But
gonna
I'm
happen.
saying weather is perfect, whatever the case is. I'm not gonna watch the game inside
No.
the club when I could sit,
Absolutely
enjoy the
not.
breeze
The
outside.
views are actually not as awesome.
Well, there are no views because
there are no
if you
views
go to
'cause it's
the
TV.
I think the Foxwood.
what's the one
Porsche?
in the out? Yeah, Porsche. If you get the right seat, there's a view, but you're really removed from it all the way in left field and behind several rows. The Foxwood Club, there are no views.
Absolutely not.
That's
You have
great.
to, like,
That's great
sit
for a
on
rain
chairs
delay
and,
and when they test new food on people. And now I guess called Jim Beam, formerly the Promenade Club. That was the best because they tested new foods that then eventually they're successful get stands. But there's only one spot at the very, 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 if you're facing the field from behind home plate, right hand corner that you have to
Yeah.
get there
That I
immediately
noticed.
and get those. I watch whole games there when it's been like really cold in April. And it's cool because it's the only time you can actually see to the home plate. Everything else,
It
you're
blocks.
best if you start at second base. You see the outfield. Like I think, what's the point of having windows there? I mean, I get they wanted to have wheelchair seating in front, but you could have wheelchair seating elsewhere. The fact that they didn't build that forward was very not forward thinking because you
Absolutely.
don't see the field from it.
Yeah.
So it's great for food. It's great for the AC if you need to take a break if it's sweltering hot or from the cold in April, October. But yeah, it's not. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, it was not something that I would be looking forward to. I'd rather spend the StubHub and spend a little extra money on fees and know, like, you know what, if I go to 20 games this season, I'll be very happy with it, rather than me being like, oh my God, I got to go to this game, I got to go to that game. Wait, no, I can't. It was just, it was a headache.
And
think-
and Brodie didn't say hi.
Yeah, and Brodie didn't say hi to me.
I think it would be interesting to see at the end of the season how many games we ended up going to and how much we spent and compare it.
Yeah, we could do that calculation.
We could.
My honest prediction for games that I'll be going to this season is about 20.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, 2025, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Less now without the amazing pass.
But see, I was also convinced to get the standing pass.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
You guys told
That's-
me
that's
about
how
the
the-
standing pass, and I was excited about it. But then I was like,
That's how the show started, man.
Yes, the namesake.
Yeah. All right, maybe they'll bring it back.
forever standing room only.
Yeah.
All right, and on to Mets memes.
That's me.
Mets
The
memes.
meme. Yeah.
Shane, why don't you take this one?
I mean, it speaks for itself. It's not just Mets, of course, because nothing's happening right now in the season, but it's Jose Altuve going the bat on the deck circle, but he needs to go through a metal detector first. Make sure he doesn't have any buzzers that he wasn't wearing, but he told everyone not to take off his shirt, and he ran straight into the clubhouse. Fuck him.
What's this next one?
Breaking. Harry and
Mexic.
Meghan have reached out to the Mariners, Padres, Rockies, Rays, Rangers, and Brewers for advice on living without a title.
That's a good one.
Mean. So that's supposed to be Jacob DeGrom.
Yeah, wait.
Someone made up hats.
I haven't seen
Made
this one.
this.
Someone.
I mean,
At
props
least
that
they tried to get.
Well, they got
the.
they got the field
Right.
like on target, and then the base pads, and then Jacob DeGrom.
I feel like it's not that hard to get the bases and everything aligned.
But like I'm making caricatures for the show, and
This is way worse.
I mean, you're not stitching them. I am assuming someone did this by hand and not in the machine.
Yeah.
What happened with the hat? It looks like it just comes down. There's no
I was
flap.
like it's a fez.
Yes, exactly.
Have you guys ever
Kind of a
watched?
flap.
Have you guys ever watched Big Mouth?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
who was the coach's name?
Coach Steve.
Coach Steve.
He's a big Mets fan.
Looks
Yeah.
like
Oh, I'm
Coach
sorry.
Steve.
That's me. I thought he looked like Ron Darling if he got like fucked up. Like he
Like,
he was.
got beat up.
It was like this is Ron Darling the night they won the championship. You know, he wasn't in the crackdown with Doc Gooden, but at the bar he got into a fight with someone. And someone decked him.
I have a question. Is this part his hair?
I think so.
Or
Yeah, no, it's his hair.
It's like a little bit grayed out. Is that like part of the feel?
Maybe they were trying to go
Look.
for like a 3-dimensional shadow.
Look, man,
Yeah,
if
no.
they just got to redo the face.
Just the face? I feel like mistakes were made.
I mean, you know what? I couldn't do that.
Yeah, like
so I'm not ripping you
This is
apart.
No, what I'm saying is the field in the background looks good. The
Yeah.
name, the
Looks
little
good.
banner that it's on, and the jersey looks good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's butterface.
All right, next up.
Watching the Super Bowl, like,
Yeah, this is a guy. He's wearing his catcher's uniform.
He's a
That's
waiting.
how we all are.
yeah, we're all waiting.
This is kind of half football, half baseball. Congrats to Super Bowl MVP. Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't get the like. I know Pat Mahomes' dad was a Met, but what's going on?
I
with
think
the
they
Yaya
just say
part?
that they look alike.
Yeah, who sent this beam in?
Not me.
Oh, was it you?
It was Shane.
I know. I saw it all over Mets pages, and when I was like, maybe one of you will get it.
No, I don't get
Nope,
it.
Ashley
all right.
doesn't
Well,
get it.
congratulations, Mahomes.
Yeah.
Next. Ashley, you found this.
Oh,
one.
this is a
Yeah.
High School Musical.
It is. Everyone's getting.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, and I was like.
But I just don't know who's
Wait,
having
Victor
beef
knows
with
High
who.
School Musical.
Dun,
Bro,
dun,
I
dun.
fucking loved High School Musical as a kid.
Oh,
Oh, you
man.
watched the new show?
No, I don't have Disney Plus. I don't think it's worth it.
Do you have Verizon?
No, Time Warner or now it's Spectrum.
Just play it. Just play it. The audio will come in.
Okay.
So
and
They're
next.
in the pot.
So this
really
was
sure.
this is an original standing
The
room
night
only
before,
meme.
pressing
Right now we don't
garlic
have the audio
and
playing.
dicing whole
because-
well, we do
tomatoes.
for the fans right now. So
Yeah,
I
so for the
toast my
fans, or how are we gonna
own
play this
Ancho
over?
chilies.
Necessarily.
I just
But anyways, yeah.
It's a
So
recipe
for any
passed
Office
down
fans,
from
because our
Malone's
last
for
Mets Office
generations.
meme had huge success,
It's
so I was like, let me just
probably
make
the thing
another
I do
one.
best.
So this is Kevin obviously spilling the chili all across the floor, and I was able to put Brodie's face over it and
Making a mess.
just making
Making
a mess
a
of
mess.
that.
it's brilliant. It's
I
absolutely
love
brilliant.
it. Yeah.
The
So
struggle is
in
real
the
for
chili,
Brodie.
in the chili, you have Steve Cohen, Carlos Beltran, and Yoenis Cespedes. And then while he's picking up the mess or whatever he made, he's putting it back in those words, "Come get us," famously said by Brodie when he first came on to, as a GM.
We're gonna come get you because you
You didn't shake our
didn't
hands, bro.
say hello. You didn't even nod. You didn't acknowledge. You lost money.
And then
Finally, baseball. The floor is yours.
yeah, Super Bowl is over.
It's baseball
Yes.
season.
We're excited.
Shit's about to kick into gear for SRONY, baby.
Yeah. I'm excited.
I'm excited. You excited?
I'm
Can't wait.
excited.
Are you excited?
I'm
Very.
excited to
I'm
meet
excited.
fans this year. Actually, getting out there,
Oh,
talking to the
Ashley
people out
actually
there.
has some fans already.
Do I?
Well, as he drinks his water
I know.
off
I
screen.
yeah, it was like what?
Well, I didn't want people to see me drink water, but
I mean,
actually,
but everyone
Yeah,
has
he's gotta maintain his
notoriously
image.
Like you.
what?
So everyone's notoriously.
Well, here's the
been
thing,
No,
like
but
that.
actually, no, actually, well, there's a comment that Hannah got.
Yeah,
and then
Hannah
someone
got
said,
a-
and then
The
someone
same
said
guy.
Ashley was
The
also
same person.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
So that's why I said like she has a fan, like she wants to
Yeah.
get to meet more Mets people.
Hi.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, not a week goes by on this show. We don't post a new episode where at least one or two new young ladies are like, "Oh, who's that guy?" And someone goes, "Which one?" They go, "Not the old fat one." Not the good. No, the good-looking one. Not the funny one. The good-looking one.
You're the
okay.
good.
So look,
looking
he's
one.
turning red.
You're the good-looking one, man.
No, but I mean, whatever. I'm old. But
It's all right, you
no,
have fun.
Victor. I think. What are your predictions for SRONY for the
Yeah.
2020 season? I got one for Victor, but I'll save it.
Wow, thanks.
No, I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna save it.
No, I mean my prediction for SRONY is I hope we are able to grow our following to at least 1,000 on Instagram.
Ooh, I would love
That's
to see
more
that.
than doable. The work you
Yeah.
put into
So-
that, the stuff you do in there is fucking brilliant. So
We try our best. We're working right now on the spring training countdown.
Mm-hmm.
I know we haven't posted up the last couple of days, but there haven't been many recognizable players.
Yeah.
I think we only missed out on Yoenis Cespedes for 52. Yeah, what are we gonna do? But tomorrow or whenever this
Hit the
episode
goat,
comes
hit the
out,
goat.
yeah, hit the goat. Tomorrow when this episode comes out, that's gonna be 50. So I think it's Sid Fernandez.
good one.
So Sid Fernandez will start off new, fresh. But the Johan Santana one, it got 100 likes, which is our most
Nice.
our liked post.
More than Baby Yoda?
More than Baby Yoda, yeah.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Nice.
You could go look at that. And then what started happening is just with the other posts, like, I don't know, like Kelly Johnson, like, only a handful of people might know about Kelly Johnson.
Yeah.
So we're just, whatever, 50 days away. There'll be plenty more of the content that we have.
Yep.
Ashley, what are your predictions?
For
your first full season with SRONY?
My first full season will be...
Well, wait, Shane, I thought this was just a tryout.
Too late.
Nice one.
Regardless, for this year, I feel like at least we're going to be bringing in some new segments, talking to some more people, doing a lot more collaborations, some more games, not necessarily drilling you guys all the time with questions. Maybe even I will jump in on some questions.
Ooh, okay.
Wait, does that mean like we got?
Now we got to discuss the show. I thought all I did was just show up.
Right.
See, what had happened was
I
am changing the game.
But the trivia for Ashley would have to be in the last year.
Yeah.
This is true. Hey.
It'll be like, what were the stats from last night's game? Go.
Yeah, right. How many times did you swoon over Michael Conforto from the television? Okay, yeah, only once, for 3 hours. My predictions are, yes, more followers, yes, more collaborations, interviewing and annoying people at the stadium, and having roundtable discussions, which is something that was your idea, correct? I believe, and
some games.
I think that Victor might be auctioned off for a date with hot Mets fans for a donation to charity. The charity of SRONY.
I'm not agreeing to anything.
I think that
if we ever build a Patreon, it should be like at $1,000. No,
I think.
Am I worth $1,000?
I think. Yeah. Well, we need to start.
Hold on. But it's for charity, so.
The charity of SRONY, and
charity is for us. We need to get our money back for this equipment.
Ashley is going to get a date with some minor league Cyclone player this season. I think we'll do something out of the Cyclones. And she's going to be our meal ticket into the world of professional baseball. And I predict that I will be angry about something. And I think and Hannah will jump on the desk at some point. And the GOAT.
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in. This was episode 18.
All right.
I'm Victor.
Shane.
And I'm Ashley, and this is Standing Room Only.
Mamba Forever.
Oh yeah, I gotta say Kobe, but I need the trash can. But whatever.
It's okay.
Kobe.
Over there.
Right.
There we go. Don't worry, it's not a big deal.
Like this. No.
Oh, in the trash can.
Hold on, I'm gonna use Shane's face as a backboard. Oh, I still missed.
He is a Knicks fan. Peace, everybody. No do-overs in life.
Yeah, right. It's alright. You get second chances though.